Today we're doing math pages 151, 152, 153, and 154. Jeremiah 17:14 says, "Heal me, O Lord, and I shall be healed. Save me, and I shall be saved, for you are my praise." Okay, so we're going to look in the yellow box at the top, and the fact tells us estimation is deciding about what the answer will be. Estimation helps to avoid foolish mistakes when finding the exact answer. And so to start with, what they've shown is $2.02 times 6. And then they show us that $2.02 is about $2. And they've estimated and done $2 times the 6 and came up with $12. Now that's not the exact answer, but that's about how much it would be. And we see the same thing take place here. We have $3.97, and they've rounded that. $3.97 is about $4. And so now they say $4 times 5 would give us $20. That's not the exact answer, but that's an estimated answer. If we look down here, we see some examples with division problems. And what they did was $15.06 divided by 3. Well, instead of $15.06, they said, let's say it's about $15 divided by the 3. And $15 divided by 3 would be $5. That's not the exact answer, but it's a rounded answer. It's an estimated answer. And we'll practice doing these now with multiplication problems and division problems. 1a, it tells us $1.98 times 4. Well, what is $1.98? What is that close to? That's close to $2. So I'm going to write $2 right there and times it by 4. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 2 is 8. And our estimated answer is $8. B, we have $3.95 times 2. Well, $3.95, that's going to be close to $4. So we'll do $4 times 2. And I can do that in my head. You should be able to too, because all you're doing is the 2 times the 4. 2 times 4 is 8, and so our answer is $8. Okay, C, we have $1.02 times 7. Instead of $1.02, let's make it $1. Times 7. And we get $7. Let's look at G on number 1. Because G we have division problem. I should back up. Let's look at F also. $17.95. That's close to $18. So let's ask ourselves, how many times does 6 go into 18? 6 will go into $18 3 times, so we get $3. Okay, we need to estimate with $24.07. That's about $24. And how many times will 4 go into $24? 6. $6. H, $55.98 is the number we need to round. That's about $56. And how many times does 8 go into $56? 8 will go into 56 7 times. So our answer is going to be $7. Okay, I, we have $14.80. That's about $15, close to it. And how many times will 3 go into $15? It'll be $5. Okay, review from our Roman numeral lesson. When we have I, that means 1. C means 100. D means 500. Letter D, and it has X, that's 10. E is 50. F is 5. And M is 1,000. Okay, number 3, it tells us to write the value of each. So we're taking these letters and figuring out what it is. Well, we know M is 1,000. And then the X follows that. X is 10. If it follows it, you add it to it. So we have 1,000 plus the 10. But then we have a C that comes after the 10. So that means 100, take away your 10. Kind of confusing. So it's 1,000, now 100, but we got to take away 10. So let's back up. That'd be 90. 1,090, because we took away 10. Oh, but then we got to add V and the 3 I's. That would be 8. So 1,098 is our answer. B, we have M, which is 1,000. Then C, which is 100. 1,100. X is 10. Another X is 20. V is 25. So 1,125. L. Okay, C, we have L, which is 50. Then 2 X's, so we're adding 2 10s. 50 plus 2 10s would be 70. Plus 5 more, which would be 75. Plus the 3 more, which would be 78. L is 50. Plus 20 more would be 70. Plus 5 more, 75. And plus the 3, 78. D, so the letter D is 500, plus the letter C would be 100 more, so we're at 600. Plus the L, which would be 50 more, so we're at 650. Plus 2 X's, that'd be 670. Plus IX, which is 9. So 679. E, we have C, which is 100, X, which is 10, V, which is 5, 115. F, we have C, which is 100, followed by D, which is 500. So a bigger number follows a smaller number, so we got to take our 100 away from D, so we're at 400, plus X, 410, plus 2 more, 412. And go ahead and look at 153. And we're doing more estimating. We have $1.97. That's close to $2. So I'm going to write it right here, $2. Now, in our directions, it says to write the estimated answer in the blank, and then work the problem to find the exact answer. So we're doing two things. We're going to find our estimated answer. So that's our 6 times $2. And that would give us $12. And then we also need to find out what our real answer is. 6 times 7 would be 42. 6 times 9, 54, plus 4 more, 58. And 6 times 1 is 6, plus 5 is 11. And so our real answer is $11.82, exact answer. And then our estimated answer is $12. So they're both answers that we need. B, $2.01, that's close to $2. Now first I'll do the blank first. I feel like that's easier. Get that done. 5 times $2, that would give us $10. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 2 is 10. Now remember, if the decimal is 2 places over, if the decimal is 1, 2 places over, then in your answer you put it 2 places over. C, $5.95, that's close to $6. 3 times $6 is $18. Now let's do the exact answer. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 9 is 27, plus the 1, 28. And 3 times 5 is 15, plus 2 more, 17. Since our decimal was 1, 2 places over, then we need to go 1, 2 places over with it in our answer. D, we have $4.96. That's close to $5. $3 times $5 is $15. Now I'll do the exact answer. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 9 is 27, plus the 1, 28. And 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 more is 14. And the decimal needs to go 2 places over. Okay, here we're not even going to write the rounded number. We're going to look at it, and $42.07, if you were to round that, you'd say it's $42. Now you need to ask yourself, how many times does 7 go into $42? And put that answer here. It'd be $6, 6 times. Now let's find the exact answer. 7 does not go into 4. I'm going to bring my dollar sign up. 7 does go into 42 6 times. 6 times 7 is 42. Subtract, we get 0. Bring down a 0. 7 does not go into 0, so I'll put a 0 there. 7 times 0 is 0. Subtract. Get 0 again, now we need to bring down our 7. 7 goes into 7 one time. 7 times 1 is 7. Subtract, and we get 0. Go ahead and take your decimal point and bring it straight up. And so we have $6.01. Okay, $27.09 rounded would be $27. How many times does 9 go into $27? Or $27 divided by 9, and that would be $3. Okay, now let's do the exact answer. 9 does not go into 2. I'll put my dollar sign. 9 does go into 27 3 times. 9 times 3 is 27. Subtract, we get 0. Bring down the 0. How many times does 9 go into 0? Doesn't, so we'll put a 0. 9 times 0 is 0. Subtract, bring down the 9. And 9 goes into 9 one time. 9 times 1 is 9. Subtract, and you get 0. Bring up your decimal, and your exact answer is $3.01. G, we have $35.94. Let's round that. That'd be $36, and we need to figure out how many times does 3 go into $36. It goes in 12 times, so 12 is going to be our answer. $12. 3 goes into 3 one time. 3 times 1 is 3. Subtract. You get 0. Bring down your 5. 3 goes into 5 one time. 3 times 1 is 3. Subtract. We get 2. Bring down the 9. 3 goes into 29 9 times. 3 times 9 is 27. Subtract, we get 2. Bring down the 4. 3 goes into 24 8 times. 3 times 8 is 24. Subtract, and you get 0. So $11.98 is our exact answer. I'm going to put the Roman numerals in, counting by tens. First would be 10, which is x, then 20, xx, then 30, 3 x's. And remember, you never repeat a letter 4 times. So 3 times is max, and then it would be XL for 40, L for 50, LX for 60, LXX for 70, LXXX for 80, XC for 90, and then C would be 100. Three, 3a, 4 times what is 24? 4 times 6. So if we do a times 6 here, we got to do a times 6 up here. 3 times 6 would be 18. 5 times what is 15? 5 times 3. So we need to do 2 times 3, which is 6. 9 times what is 72? 9 times 8 is 72, so we need to do 8 times 8, 64. 7 times 9 is 63, so we need to do 4 times 9. That'd be 36. 2 times 7 is 14, so we need to do 1 times 7, and that's 7. For number 4, remember to add or subtract fractions, you must have common denominators. So we have a 5, a 10, and a 5. We need to turn all of those into the same number. What does 5 and 10 and 5 all go into? What is your LCD, or lowest common denominator? 10 is the lowest number that they all go into. So I'm making all my denominators into 10 right now. Five times what is 10? 5 times 2 is 10, so we need to do top number. 3 times 2, 6. 10 times 1 is 10, so I need to do 2 times 1, which is 2. 5 times 2 is 10, so 4 times 2, and that's 8. Now we can add up our numbers. 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 8 more is 16. We have an improper fraction, so we must make that proper. How many times does 10 go into 16? Goes in one time, with 6 remaining. Now we're still not done because that can be reduced. What goes into both 6 and 10? 2 does. 2 goes into 6 3 times, 2 goes into 10 5 times. And now not only did we make it proper, but we also reduced it, and we're done with that one. B, we have 20 and 10. What does 20 and 10 both go into? 20 and 10 both goes into 20. Twenty times what is 20? That'd be 20 times 1. So then we do 16 times 1. 16. 10 times what is 20? 10 times 2 is 20. So we need to do 3 times 2. And that's 6. Now we can subtract because we have common denominators. 16 minus 6 is 10 over 20. That can be reduced. What goes into both 10 and 20? 10 does. 10 goes into 10 one time, 10 goes into 20 two times. And we reduced our answer to 1/2. Okay, C, we have a mixed number. Remember, a mixed number is a fraction with a whole number. Our denominator is 4 and 2. But to add or subtract fractions, you must have common denominators. So we need to take this 4 and 2 and change it into the same number. What does 4 and 2 both go into? What is the lowest number that 4 and 2 both goes into? It'd be 4. 4 times what is 4? 4 times 1. So we do 3 times 1. 2 times what is 4? 2 times 2 is 4. So we do 1 times 2. And that's 2. I'm going to bring over our whole numbers, and now we're going to be ready to subtract. 3 minus 2 is 1 over 4. 13 minus 6 is 7. We get 7 and 1/4. Let's do these story problems. Karen's father teaches at Dayton Christian School, and he drives 31 miles each day going to and from school. He teaches 5 days each week. How many miles does he drive each week going to and from school? Well, we know he does 31 miles for one day. If we do 31 times 5, we're going to figure out our total miles. B. B says 5 students in our class computed their ages. Tina is 9 1/4 years old. Chris is 9 5/12. Austin is 9 7/12. Jody is 9 1/2. And Noah is 9 3/4. What is the sum of their ages? Remember, sum is the answer to an addition problem. So you're going to have to add up all of these mixed numbers. And don't forget the rule, to add or subtract fractions, you must have common denominators. I'll give you a big hint for this one. Your denominator is going to be 12. You got to turn them all into 12. So go ahead and do the rest on your own. I know you can do it. You guys are so smart. Freebies. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.